The Memphis Grizzlies have just secured their future. Now with the permanent full-time signing of Tuomas Iisalo, making NBA history, he is now officially the new Memphis Grizzlies head coach. Once called the interim head coach, he is now the full-time head coach. Zach Kleiman giving him his flowers earlier today. We'll take a look at the report and some reaction pouring in for the new permanent head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, Tuomas Iisalo. But what's going on, everybody? Jaren Jackson Jr. with another episode of Grizzlies Digest. If you're afraid of commitment, I completely understand. But if you do hit that subscribe button, me and Maya McCoy are going to make it worth your while. We're bringing you the latest Grizzlies news, rumors, injuries, game breakdowns, trades, so much more here on Grizzlies Digest. And as we get into the content now, Tuomas Iisalo, okay, coached in, I want to say 15 games in total for the Memphis Grizzlies, but he has quickly made a name for himself. He's clearly on Zach Kleiman's good side, and the report came down today, per ESPN's Shams, as well as others. The Memphis Grizzlies are hiring interim Tuomas Iisalo as the franchise's next head coach, sources tell ESPN. Iisalo replaced Taylor Jenkins as the interim in late March and is now the first Finnish-born head coach in NBA history. So congratulations to Tuomas making history in the NBA, as well as just becoming the new face for the Memphis Grizzlies. And we've heard it from the exit interviews, the players praising their old head coach Taylor Jenkins for basically getting them to this kind of relevance. But for Tuomas, he provided a kind of a new face in order to help move the needle forward for some of these younger guys like Edey and Wells, and for Gigi Jackson, Santi Aldama, for guys that I just said that who knows if we're even going to see their names on the Memphis roster next year. But he has helped building the ground moving forward for the young guys, but also building forward for what Ja, Bane, Clark, and Jackson have already built here in Memphis. So there's that report. And then from Gallup Central, they say there was never a question that this was Zach Kleiman's guy. No vetting other options, no taking his time to digest the season. Kind of pathetic if you ask me, given the state of the franchise. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, I understand that. And for most Memphis fans, they're going to be like, well, you know, why not look further? Now, no disrespect for Tuomas whatsoever. But while we're at it, while we're at this stage of looking at head coaches and changing up our team, there's no doubt there are going to be some major offseason moves coming this summer. So just why not look further for another head coach? Well, I think Zach Kleiman is already in a good place with Tuomas. And we could say that this is kind of a safe bet, okay? Like Tuomas, he's already kind of grandfathered into the system. He was an assistant coach, basically worked his way up to interim. Now he's got the full-time gig. So it could be the safe bet for Memphis Grizzlies. Of course, obviously a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans were concerned about their new quote-unquote yes-man coach just because of what Jerry Jones likes to do, likes to control things, and that's just how he is. But this is kind of different. I mean, the Memphis Grizzlies, they were a number 2 seed in the Western Conference consistently all year long, if not 3. And then they had this collapse with Taylor Jenkins, some beef between Jenkins and Kleiman. You bring in Iisalo for 15 games. I mean, you fire Jenkins with just 9 games left to go in the regular season, and the team was already collapsing before that. They've already had, many injuries. They've had defensive liabilities. They could score whenever they wanted to, but they had plenty of defensive liabilities. And you look at this team now and you think, well, where are they going to go? Right? Where's the direction of where this team is headed right now? So I completely understand the concern, but also the move itself, to where Tuomas is already grandfathered into the system. He already knows Kleiman, and he's already on Kleiman's good side. So speaking of that, this is what GM Zach Kleiman had to say. He says, I have full confidence in Tuomas serving as head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies moving forward. Tuomas' teams at every level have been disciplined, tenacious, and connected on both ends of the floor, consistently exceeding expectations. We look forward to the same in Memphis. So, those are the words from GM Zach Kleiman. And like I said, I mean, they already have a good relationship. So it's not surprising that personally, Zach Kleiman is thinking of Tuomas as a great leader, a great friend at this point. But for the fans, they may seem like, okay, well, what more could we have gotten? And, maybe nothing. I mean, this is now 2 head coaching vacancies filled for the NBA on the same day. And, we've heard the news about Greg Popovich and, God bless him. I mean, he's coached the game a long time and now he's moving into a more front office role. But for Memphis, I mean, they seem like they have their guy. And the guys, they were praising Tuomas for everything that he has done in a very, very short time. I feel like it's very unfair to kind of judge off of the very few games he did coach. Obviously, he was put in a very tough situation, coaching a team late into the regular season and trying to get his guys ready for play-in, ready for playoffs, and now he has a full off season to do so. And I think it's a great move. And maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but the guys seem to really like Tuomas. Zach Edey really changed his game up. He got more minutes, got more production, looked more dominant, and he looks like he's going to take a giant leap in his second year. Same for Jalen Wells. He's going to take a giant leap in his sophomore year. And Tuomas, he's going to be at the helm to hopefully get major props for that, assuming that does happen. Grizzlies season. There you go. I'm not too mad about the hire. Give him an off season to get comfortable with the team, and let's see what he can do next season. Yeah, give him an off season. He has a full off season. He doesn't have 15 games under his pocket. That's all he's got under his resume right now. So, it's unfair to kind of take shots at him. Give him a full off season. Let Zach Kleiman do some work in the front office. Give Tuomas the groceries necessary to compete in the Western Conference, and let's see what Memphis can do. Let's see what they can do. And just from what we had talked about a little bit earlier, the Grizzlies did not conduct a single external interview for their head coaching vacancy before removing the interim tag off of Tuomas Iisalo after the shocking firing last month of Taylor Jenkins. Many assumed Iisalo would eventually be the long-term answer. And so there you go. I mean, nothing new, and this is obviously a massive update for the future of the Memphis Grizzlies, but this doesn't seem surprising. I mean, right? I mean, what does seem surprising was the total collapse of what we saw after the All-Star break. I don't think we've seen a collapse like that in Memphis Grizzlies history. God forbid we see another one. I hope we don't. But it's something that happened and something that we got to move on from. And Tuomas Iisalo, now the new head coach, the first Finnish-born head coach in NBA history. So congrats to Tuomas, well-deserved. But that's going to do it for this video. If you like this video, you can like this video, comment on this video, share this video if you'd like to. Leave a comment down below your thoughts on Tuomas getting the full-time gig. Is he the right guy? Is he not the right guy? What do you think about that? Jared Alatorre for another episode of Grizzlies Digest. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video. And, of course, peace. Have a good weekend.